What's up, guys? This is Miasin, and we just got a very interesting new trap card by the name of the Psalms of Kings. I don't even know. I don't even care. I don't even think that's a word. Like, you know, let me double check. The Psalms, the Book of Psalms. You know what? It's actually a word. What the heck? Yo, what does it mean? Okay, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. All right, cool. Okay, so it's coming out on Alliance Insight, and yeah, let's check it out as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button. No, actually, most importantly, check out my Crystron spreadsheet. So just in case you didn't know much before, the spreadsheet has absolutely all the info you need if you are planning on building the Crystron deck, which is the best deck that is coming out of Supreme Darkness. My spreadsheet features visual support, which includes images and videos while being easy to understand, regardless of whether or not you had prior experience with the deck. It comes with 50 combos that show the most optimal lines when you are interrupted, but also through hand traps such as Ash, Imperm, every Mulcharmy monster, Dimension Shifter, as well as Artifact Lancia. Best part is, every combo comes with their own notes so that you can understand what's going on. This spreadsheet also comes with a YCS ready decklist containing my in-depth reasoning on every card and ratio so that you don't get confused and know exactly what to buy. And if you ever encountered issues with sighting patterns, I got you because I also cover going first and going second sighting patterns against 15 decks of the metagame. This spreadsheet also covers some alternative techs and engines that could be worth exploring the deck, as well as their pros and cons. Having access to the spreadsheet also grants you access to an ever-growing Discord community of like-minded Crystron players, and also access to me, where I can answer specific questions and share updates with you. Speaking of updates, I'm even willing to add additional sections and combos to the spreadsheet if I'm asked to, and you won't have to pay again to benefit off of these updates. I'll be fully honest with you, if you're interested in Crystron, this spreadsheet will not only save you hundreds of hours of theory and practice, but also a lot of money. You won't have to make unnecessary purchases since you'll already have access to an optimal deck list, and you're not gonna have to spend your days and nights coming up with combos. Also, every time you forget about a combo, you can just go back to the spreadsheet and check it out to refresh your memory. If you're interested in the spreadsheet, all you have to do is PayPal me $20 US, and make sure to state your Gmail account in the transfer so that I know who to share the spreadsheet with. If you forgot to state your Gmail in the transfer, don't worry, just email me a proof of payment with your Gmail, and I'll share the spreadsheet with you as soon as I can. Unless I'm sleeping, I should never take too long to grant you access to the spreadsheet, so don't worry about the delay. The specs of the spreadsheet alongside all the steps to buy it are at the top of the description, so please check it out as soon as you can. Anyways, with that said, let's get on with the video. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, so this card is, hard once per turn. Okay, if you have no monsters in your grave, you can activate this card from your hand. This is a hand trap, so when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, very specifically, you cannot activate monster effects in the hand, grave, or banished until the end of the next turn after this card activated from the hand resolves. Also negate that effect. Then, if you have a trap card in your grave, you can add a Dominus card from your deck to your hand. This is one heck of a card. Very interesting. It's a Dominus card that isn't a Dominus card because it can't search itself, but it can search Dominus Purge and Dominus Impulse. It's actually a super interesting card because you can use the Dominus card that you searched right away, which means that this is, I think, the first hand trap ever that, I mean, to be fair, the Mulcharmies are kind of like that, but the first hand trap that can lead to double interruption on its own, which is, I mean, I was gonna say a breath of fresh air, but we already have too many hand traps. Okay, so you can negate basically any monster effect on the field, which is kind of solid when you think about it. And also you can like, this restriction only really affects you if you activate it from the hand. However, you do not negate and destroy, so it's not like the other Dominus cards where if you have a trap card in your grave, you also destroy the, you know, the card that is trying to do something on the field or whatever. So this is in a way better and worse than the actual two other Dominus cards. But honestly, if you use this as a hand trap, it's a little whack. Like, think about it. You can't use in-a-hand effect or graveyard effects or banished effects. So, well, first of all, I was gonna say, like, oh yeah, like Malice most definitely cannot play this card because then if you search Dominus Impulse, you can't use the effect of, I mean, yeah, you can, like, Dominus Impulse is insane in Malice, but you won't be able to use, like, the effect of your Malice monsters in the banished. If you play this in Blue Eyes, then you're missing out on so many effects. So if you're trying to search Dominus Purge, that's cool and all, but it's kind of mediocre, unfortunately. What else can play the Dominus cards? I mean, the Fiendsmith deck, but again, graveyard effects all day, every day. That's really unfortunate. I think I can keep going on. Like, Speedroid, maybe it doesn't really care about, like, in-hand or in-grave or banished effects because every summon from the hand, I think, is inherent. And there's no real monster effect in the graveyard in Speedroid, unless I'm missing something. Crystron most definitely cannot play this card. Absolutely not even close. Except if, actually, this was gonna be my next point. You might be able to capitalize off of this card if you sighted in going first, only going first, and you don't use it as a hand trap, but rather as an actual trap card. So the way I see it is you can thrust into this, and then your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you negate it, and then you search another interruption. That's honestly not too bad, but it kind of defeats the purpose of thrusting into a, you know, powerful normal trap card. That normal trap card could just be a floodgate at this point. Unless you're really doing like the 3 thrust, whatever, it's not really worth playing this card as a one-of. But then again, it allows you to just get away with only playing, you know, one of this card, one of the other Dominus cards that you're playing. But it's only truly worth playing generically, quote-unquote, in your Dominus-esque, Dominus, in your deck that can play a Dominus card if you're going first. But if you're going second and you have to use this from the hand, I really don't want to have to deal with this drawback. So yeah, I don't really know how people, you know, think of this. Actually, yeah, you know what? This is a very valid point. This is a hand trap that can get ashed. That's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. It's very similar, like I said, to the Mulcharmy, because it's a card that interrupts your opponent, and it can keep interrupting your opponent even more. And also, it's a trap card that will fuel like your graveyard for another Dominus card to be able to, you know, negate and destroy. But then again, you only search a Dominus card when you already have a trap card in your grave. So in other words, this card does nothing at all on its own. It's very bad going second if you gotta use it from the hand, unless you're playing like a stun deck or something like that, where you don't really need to use effects in the hand. Well, I mean, again, monster effects in the hand, graveyard, or banished, but nowadays, basically every single deck kind of has to use monster effects from any of these 3 locations, so it's kind of rough. And another issue is that you only search a Dominus card when you already have a trap card in your graveyard, so you would have to play a bunch of trap cards so that you can use them first, and then use this, and then you search another Dominus card, so that you can get 2 interruptions off of 1 card, which is, oh my god, it's too much work just to, you know, get the most value off of this card. And also, it's once per turn, which just makes matters even worse. And also, you can only use it from the hand if you have no monsters in your graveyard, so that's another huge drawback with this card. Moral of the story, I'm not a really big fan of it, but I definitely am not against the idea of potentially revisiting this card one day. It could actually get good. I have no idea. Maybe we're gonna get even more Dominus cards or cards in the same family. Maybe there's gonna be a card that can surge this, and then it gets like a bonus effect if you have like a Dominus card in your grave or something like that. I have no idea, but I don't think we're done seeing Dominus cards, because the Mulcharmy is obviously, when we saw Mulcharmy Pearlia, it was guaranteed and very obvious that we're going to be seeing more Mulcharmy monsters, because Pearlia is worded in a very weird way. It doesn't say you can only use this effect of Pearlia once, or rather twice per turn. It says you can, hold on a second, you can only activate 1 other Mulcharmy monster effect during the turn you activate this effect. So obviously this was the first Mulcharmy, so it was kind of obvious that we're going to be getting more Mulcharmies. And obviously when we got the wind attribute, then it was very obvious that we're going to be getting earth and fire. And now we're really just missing fire, right? Hold on a second. Nialis is earth? Yeah, so it's an earth beast, which means that we should be getting a fire or something in Alliance Insight, so probably right after this card. So I will actually take this opportunity to remind you guys, or rather, I guess re-ask a question that I've asked before as a poll. So what do you think will be the effect of the final Mulcharmy monster? Do you think it's going to be getting you 1 draw for every time your opponent summons a token or a monster from the spell and trap zone? Do you think it's going to be getting you 1 draw every time your opponent sets a card on the field? Do you think it can discard itself just to search any Mulcharmy monster from your deck or hand? Or maybe there might be another possibility, I'm not sure. I feel like we've already went over all kinds of possibilities for monster special summons. I don't really think there's anything that we're missing at this point. Yeah, spell and trap, token, grave, banish, deck, hand, extra deck. Yeah, there's literally nothing after that, so yeah, if it can be that, then it would be the worst Mulcharmy by a long shot. Even if you can like discard it to search a Mulcharmy monster from your deck to your hand, I wouldn't play it, because then if you draw this and 2 other Mulcharmies, 1 Mulcharmy is dead, because again, you can only use 2 Mulcharmy effects. But this card, it could also, like the Mulcharmy could also have the same pattern as this, where it's not a Mulcharmy effect, it's not a Mulcharmy monster, so you can still use it to search a Mulcharmy, and then you're not under the lock, so that's, you're not under the drawback of you can only use 2 effects. That could definitely make sense, because I feel like if you can only use 2 Mulcharmy effects, and the first one has to be the one that discards itself to search a Mulcharmy, and then it gets ashed, the second one gets ashed, then you're kind of screwed, because you can't use a 3rd Mulcharmy, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about not only this card in the comment section below, but also the fourth Mulcharmy that we will be getting in this set according to the pattern, because again, it's been 3 sets in a row where every single time we get a Mulcharmy. So Nialis was after Furos, and then the first one was obviously Perolia, which means that the final Mulcharmy will be in Alliance Insight, and it's just a matter of time before we get it, because the set is, for the most part, already confirmed. We're not missing much. Yeah, that is not what I'm trying to look for. Alliance Insight, there we go. Let's just check it out real quick. We're missing a card here, 3 cards here. Okay, that could be a bunch of things. And then we're missing 2 cards here. That could be generic support cards, not Azamina cards. Okay. And then we're also missing 2 cards here, 2 cards here, 1 card here, 1 card here. Okay. Alright, very interesting. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.